Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Socially Distant Podcast. Once again, of course, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every Thursday. Much love the support, love to see the numbers, and we just appreciate all of it. I'm here with my boys, of course, as always, Dylan and Trent. Trenty boy,
Howdy,
how we doing?
Howdy. I'm doing good, living the dream, a little congested. Allergies got me a little fucked up, sneezing and whatnot. But
I love it.
Doing good. How are you over there, Mr. Dylan?
Pretty good.
I had to think of a good one there. What was it? What's that kid's name again?
Pretty good. Freaking same shit, different day as usual. But I won in fantasy yesterday, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Dylan's ready.
I lost. Brad had a significant loss. I think you won, but I know you did have a significant loss.
Yes, I lost my Saquon. I lost my dear Saquon. He is gone forever. It's all, dude, I tell you, I'm cursed. In our league, whenever we do our league,
literally every year, one of the first guys that's either my first or second pick just dies, and they're just gone forever. And it's like, well, all right, cool. Like that year, I remembered who it was. It was one of the first years we did fantasy, and I drafted Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, and Kelvin Benjamin. Jordy was done,
and they all died literally the first week. Or Jordy got hurt in preseason, and then Amari and Kelvin got hurt week 1, week 2, and I was down my 3 starting receivers in the draft, and I was like, yeah, here we go.
That's why we stopped drafting before before preseason.
This is why we draft after all the preseason games. So when people die, I know that was the worst decision we ever made. We literally drafted week 1 of preseason. And I was like, wait a minute.
We were hopping on it early. We were excited.
Everybody's got all the bugs. They're dropping like flies.
I saw Tom Brady was fucking shitting ass cheeks and not really doing anything. I'm like, I wonder who their running back is. I should pick them up. And then I realized I have their running back already. It's Leonard Fournette.
Leonard.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, he's nice.
He's going to be a beast, though. Once he gets, I feel like a lot of the running backs, they just got to get the bugs out. They got to get warmed up. Yeah. And then they'll be ready to go.
He had a good game. He had, I think 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really ask. I've always looked at it as, you want points, obviously. Certain players. There's a lot of players that are really good. They're really good football players, but they're not good fantasy players. And then, there's a lot of guys that really aren't the greatest, but, they're really good fantasy guys. Fantasy players that flip-flops. Just depending on, that's why, I always tell people, and, I think I only got them, 1 year. But, any year that I can get, my hands on dudes Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, because, they always catch a lot of balls. So, if you're doing, a PP, even, if you're doing half PPR or, if you're doing a full PPR league and you get, Julio or you get Devontae, you get, another really good wideout, you're set. Every single time they catch the ball, that's just a point, and they probably going to get, 15 catches a game maybe. So, you're just looking at on top of the yards and on top of if they score.
True.
But, yeah, fantasy's a hell of a game,
Have you set a date to go run your lap around UB?
I honestly haven't. They haven't said anything, so I'm kind of hoping they will forget to.
Hopefully,
they don't listen honestly,
to the podcast.
I know, right? I totally forgot about it until you just said something now, but I will. I'll be a man of my word, and I'll stick true to it, and I'll be like, hey guys, I'll come run this 5K in a tutu around UB, Wednesday or something. But I'm not looking for it. I gotta get the tutu first. Totally forgot about that. Didn't get the tutu.
Well,
I know. I was like,
so what happens when you lose fantasy?
I know. When you lose fantasy and it's
what's our punishment gonna be?
I don't know. I was just sad too because it was $50 to enter that thing. So and the winner Adam special ordered was something the pool money. We ordered a legit WWE fantasy football belt, and it was dope. And of course, I'm pretty sure Adam was the one who won, so he got to wear it. So
That's fucking sweet.
it made me very sad. I was like, I want to wear it. But this year, this is my year. This is my year. I'm ready. Yeah, we should do something now. We should do like a punishment or like something dumb. I ain't
Make
getting
a
no fucking
trophy.
tattoo.
I think we should do a tattoo. That's risky.
Nobody's getting a fucking tattoo.
Why not? Like
'Cause
on your
that's so-
ass or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, it'd be like, oh, and then like once you lose like 8 years in a row or something, you're gonna be tatted up, sleeved on your
totally.
ass cheek.
Every
Cheeked
year,
up.
every year the
Cheeked up.
tattoo needs to get bigger by 1.5%. It needs to grow. Every year it needs to get a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And then by the time you like lose in like 4 or 5 years, it's literally gonna be like an entire back tattoo. It's like, oh well, I lost. I think we should get, even though it'd be like kind of stupid, I think we should all get tattoos on like the inside of our fingers that says like OFKC, just something small that all of us have.
That would be lit, but finger tattoos hurt a lot because you don't have a lot of like meat on your fingers.
I'm
So, like,
fucking
it's
about
directly
it.
on bone.
Come on, it's like 4 letters. It's gonna take like 2
Yeah,
minutes each.
I know. I'm just saying. That
No,
shit
it's gonna
probably
hurt like a
fucking
bitch
hurt.
getting it done, but it's gonna be like real quick. It's just gonna be like, oh.
On your
And then-
finger? Like, dude, honestly, let's get it on our forehead.
Yes. Let's get it tattooed in the middle of our
till I
forehead.
die,
No, we
bro.
should like on the like on like the inside of like our our middle finger. We should just get in little letters OFKC. That'd be dope.
I would be down.
I would do it for sure.
I'm
But yeah,
down.
no, it would definitely fucking. I've never gotten a tattoo before, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not the greatest with needles or pain, so like the whole time I'd probably be like, "Fuck!" I would just
That's a
scream.
bad combination for a tattoo.
I would just scream. The guy or like even like the lady, whoever's doing it, they would just be staring at me like, really?
The
Like,
good thing
sorry,
about
I
the
can't.
ass is you got a lot of fucking meat back
Got
there.
a lot of meat there, bud.
Yeah, dude, that'd be fucking.
Probably
Imagine
wouldn't
nice
hurt that bad.
OFKC on your cheeks, bro. Cheeked up, bro.
That might be a play.
The loser has to fucking get OFKC on their cheeks.
No, I've said it once. I'll
could
say it
be
again.
the
Maybe when I
asshole.
move out. Maybe when I move out, I'll get it because it'll be like the. Oh my god.
Yes. I am game. I am putting my 2 cents in, or whatever. I'm in.
Did you just say split? Did you say split it up between the ass cheeks?
No, like your asshole is like the O, and then it goes.
Oh,
See, it would be very uneven though. 'Cause, like,
No,
all the letters
no.
would
On
be,
the
like,
left cheek,
across
on the
one
left cheek you get OF, and on the right cheek you get KC.
That's a good one
That's
too.
also an option.
Or you could get one like literally like right above, like kind of like a tramp stamp, but lower than a tramp stamp. One that like arcs. It can have like an arcing OFKC, so it touches like butt cheek, comes up to the top of the crack, and then touches down to the other butt cheek. We got a lot of designs we can play with.
Do you think anybody's ever got? Yeah, 100% probably a tattoo like in their ass cheeks.
There has probably been
Ouch.
people who have gotten tattoos on every part of their body.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
get them on their lips and shit, so.
People get the inside of their lips tattooed. People get their wieners tattooed.
The inside of the lip ones don't last that long because like your mouth obviously breaks down the ink.
Yeah, they only last like
They
a couple
wear
years.
out.
I wonder how that fucking feels.
That probably fucking hurts.
Does not feel
People-
good. Can't.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
people have gotten their eyes tattooed, which just
Yeah,
sounds
that's
like the worst
disgusting.
fucking thing on earth.
I don't know why the fuck you get the white of your eye tattooed. That's just weird.
Jeez.
No,
No,
I'm
thank you.
just picturing the needle going.
I'm
into
getting
your eye.
cringy right now. I'm cringing.
No.
I'm like.
Stop talking about it. I don't want to talk about that. That's disgusting. It makes me feel so weird thinking about. Ugh.
It's like nails on a chalkboard mixed with like shit.
Yeah.
Mixed with shit.
I returned to a movie theater this weekend, and that was
No,
weird.
Dude,
freaking
I
way.
saw that. That looked mad comfy. Where you
Are you
were.
eating
What?
nachos?
Yes, I was eating nachos.
They look good. I saw the.
But
I saw
not-
that cheese.
Yeah, it was not to my own choice. There was like literally no food. You could either get popcorn or nachos. That was the only food they had.
Damn, dog.
And like
I like
usually
the
AMC,
choice.
you can get like fucking chicken and like a whole. They usually had like a whole menu and everything, but they were
Chicken.
very limited.
Bro, I can just see this dude going to watch like Star Wars or something like that and just sitting down with a bucket of fried chicken and just going to town. Oh, it was a good movie. Just bucket of
There's
fried
those
chicken.
like movie theaters where you can sit down and like order food and everything, like a full dinner, like
That's
while
so
you watch
weird.
the movie. Those
It's
are pretty
so
good.
weird.
Nice. The Alamo Draft Houses, I think, is like the big chain of them.
Yeah, that's so weird, dude. I find that so odd.
Yeah, it was really weird being back in a movie theater, and especially having to wear a mask the whole time. That was
Oh, I
also
bet.
Oh,
weird.
how was that?
It definitely, like, because that was a long-ass movie. I think that was, like, 2 hours and, like, 45 minutes or something like that. And obviously, like, you can take your mask off to eat and stuff. So, but there really wasn't that many people in there, so I don't really think, like, the mask thing was that big of an issue, like, when you were eating. But, like, if you had, like, a good amount of people in there, I could see, like, but I guess that's what restaurants do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was good. Fucking Tenet was a weird fucking movie for damn sure. Robert Pattinson, like that was one of the first movies that I've seen him act with his actual accent because he's like British or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was using his accent in the movie, and it was weird to see him like do that. But it was a good movie. Christopher Nolan movies are really good. I saw it in like the Dolby Theater or whatever that AMC does, which is like super 8K visuals, and like the audio is supposed to be really good, but I was sitting right underneath the speakers, and I honestly thought my ears were gonna bleed at one point. It was so fucking loud.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a good 2 hour and
When we
45
went
minute
to
time.
the when we went to the Regal for the first time, or when the first time I ever went to the Regal, I think I went with you and Jackson, Dylan. And,
yeah.
remember when we sat like super front row?
Yes.
I thought my ears were gonna explode. That's like the first time I've ever been to a Regal, and we were so close up front. I was like, I can't hear myself think.
Yeah, the Regal ones have like, I don't know if that movie we saw it in one of those theaters, but they have like some like, I don't remember, it's like RPX or something, but it's like there's subwoofers in the seats. So like when like shit happens on the screen, you feel it inside your bones.
Yeah, dude, you're like shaking. You're like, oh.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, there are some cool I like going to see like big action-y kind of movies in there. Like we saw Rogue One in that kind of theater, and that was
That was a good movie. I like that movie a lot.
But
I didn't know Tenet was a Christopher Nolan movie.
yeah,
That's really interesting too, because like he was in that movie, and now I should say Robert Pattinson's in that movie, directed by Christopher Nolan, and now Robert Pattinson's gonna go play Batman.
Yeah.
Not directed by Christopher Nolan, obviously, because he already did the ones with Christian Bale. That's wild. That's actually really funny. I wonder if they talked about that at all. I wonder if he was like, "So what angle are you taking with the Batman?" And he's like, "I can't tell you."
I can't tell you.
Also, there's a new movie that I don't know if it's in theaters or if it's just coming out, but it also has Robert Pattinson in it. So he was in like 3 movies that were aimed to come out this year. Like
I know
movies.
he's been busy.
And that's why he has COVID, probably, because he's the only actor who's willing to go out there.
I know. He's the
Did he actually get COVID?
Yeah, he got COVID.
Yeah. Dude, I love the memes of like, I don't know where they got the picture from, but it's like that one picture that people like cut and paste, and it's just like Robert Pattinson standing in like that Adidas like gray hoodie with his like hair slicked back, and he's wearing like big sweatpants, and he's just like awkwardly staring at the camera. And I saw the one, it was like, this guy just knocked on my door outside. Like, who is he? And it's just Robert Pattinson. And then like there's a couple other ones where it's like that one cousin that comes to holiday dinners, and then it was just like him standing in the corner, and I was like, those ones are funny. It's so funny how like somebody like is like brought into like the spotlight again, or like somebody's being talked about in like the media, and then like there's just memes of that person that come out.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
100%.
Oh my gosh, speaking of media, just because like we talked about it, we said it earlier. Obviously I told you guys like, and then a little live update, this was just on the news earlier. I walked through my mom and dad's bedroom and I was saying something to my mom, and then she's like, oh, look at this. She pointed at the TV. Dude, Trump's pissing off Canadians now. This Canadian woman tried to send him an envelope with ricin in it, and like threats, like she wrote like a letter to, I guess it was like straight up threats saying like he needed to leave the office or like some crazy shit, and like all this. I don't know, dude. I was like, oh my
Why
god! I
would
told
you
my mom.
send someone
I
poison,
know.
and you would send them like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill you right now."
If you don't leave office.
When I heard about it yesterday, I misheard what they were saying on the news because I thought the whole time that someone sent him rice. And I'm like,
Why
why
the fuck would they
fuck
send
do
him
people
rice?
care about this? But now that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, rice and strip.
That's honestly, I told my
That's so
mom. I was like,
funny.
Mom, Canadians are some of the nicest people you're ever gonna meet in the planet, and they're even pissed off. I was like, this ain't right. I was like, he's even pissing Canadians off.
We live in a weird ass fucking time period.
Yeah,
that's
we
for damn
do.
sure.
Can you imagine? We live in a world where people from another country send the leaders of that country poison to try and kill them. What?
I wonder how far that envelope actually made it. Like,
Probably not far, because I think on the news it said when it hit like customs or whatever, like where it like goes across the border. Because like obviously she didn't like hand deliver it. I think she just like sent it. So I think when it reached like customs or like whatever like the other word is that they use for like when like right at the border, I think once it hit there they like inspected it and realized like what it was, and then it was like a big old shit broke out. Like, holy shit, someone's trying to poison the president.
well, you said that she looked like all fucking wacky, right?
She did, bro. They had her mugshot on the news, and
Yeah,
she looked like batshit crazy.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be batshit crazy to realize that you cannot send the president of the United States a letter. There's no, even if it's like a nice letter, like, "Hey Donald, I love you. You're a
Yeah,
good
dude,
guy."
no, they're
That
gonna
letter
like,
is
they're gonna
never
check
getting
the
to Donald
shit out of
Trump.
that.
Very true.
Oh my god, no,
You
they're
can't
gonna like.
just send politicians things like that
They're
without
like,
it
"Oh,
going
wait a
through
minute."
some kind of vetting process.
Do we still have a? I'll post her picture right now. I'll just copy and paste it. I don't know if I still have a doc from you guys.
Go
No, I
into the
don't.
Gmail. Go into the
Somebody
Gmail.
send me the doc, or send me a doc. Just like send it to me again so it pops up in my inbox. Because I want to show you her picture because it's actually funny as shit. She looks nuts. This is the kind of chick that like if I saw her at night on the
Nuts.
street, I would shit my pants.
I need to
And-
see this.
I don't know. Link me the doc or something like that if you can.
Oh, I'm in it. Do you have your?
Alright.
Just go into your Google Drive. Right?
Oh yeah, it might be there.
Yeah,
Good
it's on
call.
your Fredonia email.
Got you.
Go to
Yeah,
your Google
I'm gonna
Docs on
link
your
because
Fredonia
it's
email.
like, you know she's crazy too because like she's smiling in her fucking mugshot.
She wants.
She's not like smiling. She's like smirking. So like she's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, she became a fucking popular topic for one day, and everybody knows what she looks like.
Yeah,
So
she
now she
did,
thinks
bro.
she's famous. and her
Are you
crazy
in?
little
Are you
head.
in the season 2 one with like the logo?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You know, speaking of the logo, I just saw that certain individual that I was telling you guys about that messaged me on Instagram. I would like to know because she's probably listening right now. 18 minutes in, she's probably listening. I'm curious to know how that design you mentioned making us is going because
Yeah.
I would like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't forget about us. I don't even want to copy this image and put it here. It's so creepy. Dude.
I see
Tell
where
me she
Oh
ain't
my
nuts.
god.
Tell me she ain't nuts.
Oh yeah. She batshit crazy.
Yeah, bro. She insane.
She's also got like fucking meth marks on her face. She's definitely drugged out of her mind.
That's what it looks like.
She looks like she's scratching her shit up.
Yeah,
She looks like
that's what meth does to you. It makes you think you can send letters to world leaders.
I know. Can you imagine? She's like, I got a plan. She's like, I'm gonna help out all these Americans. I'm gonna send a letter to Trump, and he's gonna open it, and it's gonna poison him. I didn't think that shit was real. It was in a goddamn Seth Rogen and what's his name movie. Like, I didn't think ricin was a real thing.
Oh, the
Apparently it
interview.
is.
Oh yeah, the interview.
Thank you, the interview. I did not think it was a real thing.
I
was like, that exists?
Rising strips. She looked like a liberal. She looked
Oh,
like
she-
one of them
she
Karens
just looked-
on meth.
She just looked bad shit. Yeah, she's a Karen on meth.
That's a Mary.
We call that a Mary. She's upgraded. She's upgraded from Karen to Mary.
Oh my god, dude! Every single time I call someone, because I can see their name before like I talk to them, and every single time I get a Karen, I'm just so worried that it's a real Karen.
How often do you run into Karens?
A lot, honestly. There are a lot
Do
of
you really?
actual real Karens in the world
god.
who probably are nice people, and they've been name shamed to the point where their name is toxic.
I got an aunt named Karen. She's not a Karen.
Yeah, there's
That's
definitely normal.
She's a nice normal Karen. She's not a crazy Karen.
Well, there was a point where, like, with everything, there's always, like, a bunch of freaking libtards who think that, like, everybody's, like, being marginalized in some way, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're being... I don't remember what the phrase they were using, but it was, like, being racist towards names or something. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
What?
Yeah, people just try to fucking make everybody's little problems into something. I watched Black Mirror, what the hell, Hated by the Nation episode. Have you ever seen that one? Where with like the bees, that
Yep.
like
Yes.
that's a pretty good episode.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Have you ever seen that episode, Brad?
I have not. I've never watched a single episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, that episode is about like the bees were kind of like secondary to the point of it.
I think
but,
my
like,
sister watched it, and I remember seeing something about killer bees or something.
Yeah, it's like some dude like hacks it. There's like bees died out in the world, and they use like all these automated robot bees to like
To pollinate the shit.
pollinate and stuff, so they're all over the place. And some dude like hacks into like the bees and starts using them to kill people as like a game online. And
What
But
the
then,
hell?
like,
It's
it was like he made people were like voting on it or some shit, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Like,
it was pretty
yeah.
much like who, if you think about it in real life
Who's a bad
context, like who
person?
is like getting canceled. Like whoever
Yeah,
gets
exact-
canceled the most in one day, they get killed.
yeah. But then all the people that voted, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah. It's a good episode. It made me. It's very timely to what's happening right now, for sure.
It's crazy, and it was like a little while ago too.
I
It was
think that's
probably-
it's like season 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's early, so I don't know. It's weird because it's like I don't know. It's definitely like crazy shit.
I mean, a
Crazy
lot of
thoughts.
stuff in that show is fucking becoming a reality very quickly, unfortunately.
Honestly, and it's sort of fucking scary.
Yeah. Well, the whole fucking the name Black Mirror comes from your phone. It's like when you look into your phone, you can see yourself in like the black screen, and that's what a black mirror is.
Yeah. Oh shit,
That's
Yeah.
creepy as fuck. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
bro, you just fucked up my mind.
You know how many times I've used that just to like, look at my face real quick?
Yeah, dude, you're looking into a black mirror.
Oh my god. My life has changed forever.
I'm not comfortable anymore.
I'm uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, dude.
Oh, boy.
Actually, speaking of Karens too, I was gonna say this. It was funny because the one day at GNC, when my manager and I were both there, this lady came in and like she was just being so annoying and just like asking dumb questions, and then she left, and I was like, well, that was a fucking Karen. And he looks at me and goes, "You knew her name?" And I go, "No." I go, "She's like a Karen, like, you know, like how people like make fun of people, like they call them Karens when they're weird and annoying." He's like, "No." He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I was like, "I forget you're like in your 40s." And I explained it to him. He's like, "Oh, haha, that's funny." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "What? You know her name?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I forget. You don't know the joke." That's hilarious. But GSC, oh, no more GSC. I ain't got no more GSC stories, boys. We done. Today's the last day.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh my god, it felt so good. So many people, like, we would laugh, and I had my manager like just dying laughing sometimes. People would walk in the door, they'd be like, they see the sign on the door, like, "You guys are closing?" I'd be like, "No, where'd you hear that?" And they stop and they like point, they're like, there's a sign on the door. I go, "There's a sign on the door that says we're closing? Who's playing a prank on us?" And I'd pretend to walk to the door and like take it off. And I'd be like, no, we actually are closed. And I'd look back and my manager's just like half on the floor laughing his ass off. I did it to like 3-4 people. I was like, "No, where'd you hear that?" And they were like, I was like, "Wait, we're closing?" I was like, "Since when?" I was like, "Was that in the paper?" I was like, "They haven't told us anything." And somebody was like, "What?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, you got a sign in the door. And I was like, oh, I don't even know. It was just like, it was hilarious. No, but like I said earlier, like when I left today, locked the door, because I left at 3 and then like Drew came in at like 4 to 7. Just because I told my manager, I was like, I'm not staying here any longer than I want to. And he's like, that's fine. He's like, it really doesn't matter. There's nothing in the store to sell. So it's just like drinks. So there's no point in like standing there waiting for somebody to walk in and buy energy drinks. So like when I locked the door at 3 and left, dude, I just like, it felt like 1,000 pounds just got lifted off my shoulders. And my mood was just like instantly so much better than it has been in the past couple of weeks. Cause it was just like knowing that I was like done. And now I can just like solely focus on like certification, moving to Pittsburgh, finding a good job. It was just like eyes on the prize, laser vision. Like, let's do this. Now we can fucking kill this, bust it out, and like get some shit started. And I'm just like, I'm so ready. So ready to move forward. Like you said earlier, Dylan, like a fire got lit up under my ass. And like it really has, because I'm just like I'm so excited now to like start the next chapter of my life for real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not just this intermediate, like, seems like, oh, one page left, then we're into the end of the chapter. Oh, I lied, 1 page left. Oh, I lied, 1 page left. Like, no. The page has turned, the new chapter is about to start.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, you got a lot to look forward, brother.
Hell yeah.
It's a good time fucking taking that leap out for sure.
I
I mean,
know.
it's definitely fucking scary, but
Yeah.
you'll have me here at least, and
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I told my mom. I was like, Mom, I was like, I don't want it to sound like I'm like, you know, trying to cling to Dylan. I was like, but I'm gonna look for jobs and like apartments like around him to begin with, and then like if I don't find anything, then I'll go a little farther out, and then like a little farther out. But I was like, I'm starting in like South Pittsburgh, right where Dylan is, because like I want to be as close as I can to Dylan.
yeah. No, it'll definitely be good to fucking. Me and Melissa definitely need a friend. We have no friends here.
I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be like a weird transition, because like once you get into like a full-time job, like it is really fucking different from working part-time. Like your entire life does kind of revolve around work to a certain extent.
Yeah. It's kind of no, I know what you mean 100%, because like the past 3 weeks, has it been 3 now? Yeah, it's been like the past like three and a half. I've been like basically working like my manager's hours at the store. So like these past 3 weeks I've had like 35, and I think like the one was like, I think it was like 35, 36, and 36 hours. So I got like a little bit of a feel of like just like the consistent working that much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I managed, but like then I kind of was like, holy shit, I was like, I gotta like change my whole day up. I don't have time anymore to kind of like wake up and like kind of like lollygag. I was like, no, I gotta like wake up, get my shit ready, get to work, and then like go to the gym after work and like get all my stuff and everything. And I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, we'll adjust though. We'll get used to it.
Yeah, I definitely adjusted. Like I fucking now I wake up at like 7:30, even though I start work at 11:30, just because I like having like those couple hours in the morning to like do things that I would normally do. Like
you want to like
do
your you want to do your own thing, do stuff around your apartment, like little, you know, like little adult activities.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
It's a fun transition. But
oh yeah, I bet.
Eventually, it will get to a point where you just realize that this is life. You have to work.
I know, right? Oh, we just work the rest of our lives. But like my mama always said, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah, 100%. Also, if you make good decisions while you're working and put the money in the right places, you won't have to work as long.
Yeah, very true. That's why you gotta head over to. I always say it wrong, and he always fucking makes fun of me. He always gets angry at me for it. Yeah, you got to head over to Interesting Investing. Shout out our boy Lake Jugan, Jake Lugen.
Dinkle Doink.
Yes, shout out. Yep, shout out our boy Dinkle Doink. If you haven't heard us talk about it before, you haven't done so. Our friend Jake Lugen has a very informative, very hardworking YouTube page where he goes over investing and stocks and all of that such. So shout out him and check that out if that's stuff you're interested in or would like to get interested in start investing. I definitely, once I have more assets
expendable income.
yeah, once I have some more expendable income, I am definitely going to start getting heavy into investing and that sort of thing. So hopefully soon I will start to really check out his videos and dive in, because I know Dylan watches them all the time and
Yeah, I
takes
have
his advice.
grievances with Mr. Lugen. He put his video out at 1 p.m. All of his other videos come out at 9 a.m. Perfect time for me. I can watch it
He
right before the
said
stock
that
market opens.
It's funny.
Dylan was sitting there pressing refresh going, "Where's my video?"
Which one was that? Was that the
That was the most
IIPR
recent one. The one that
And
was
Trenny too. Trenny's real hot into the stock market. Trenny's got a lot of knowledge as well.
Yes.
I know nothing about the stock market. I say it every single day when I look at it, but
Neither do I.
I invest in things that I personally know are probably long term going to last, just based on
It's
how
literally
politics
all
work.
you gotta do. Literally invest what you believe in. Because, like, if you invest in something you don't know, like, invest in what you know. Like,
Absolutely.
fucking, what does Brad know? Fitness? Like, invest in fucking, like, fit tech companies, you know?
Oh yeah, I think when I set it up with you guys, I did. I think I'm already invested in Fitbit and Peloton.
Peloton went up crazy because they did some shit. I forget.
Did they?
Recently,
Peloton like Plus or something. It's
Yeah.
like, where you can use your Peloton bike to do like a full workout.
Yes,
like, with the
baby,
screen and
Peloton.
everything.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out
shit went up.
Peloton, not a sponsor.
Peloton also threw some shade at Apple, like because Apple did their Apple Fitness Plus, and they're saying that like Apple's trying to like cut out all these competitors
Oh yeah.
by doing their own thing.
Yeah, Apple's being
I mean, it's
fucking
kind of like
douchey.
that's just what large companies do. I mean, that's kind of like what Amazon's trying to do, isn't it?
I mean, that's what they're all trying to do. They're trying to be the company that
Yeah,
does
they want to be the
everything.
company.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of capitalism is to fucking be number
Rule the
one
world.
and
Yeah.
rule everything.
Be number one. If you ain't
It's
the
just
first,
to rule
you're
the world.
last.
I keep seeing these ads on YouTube when I go to watch YouTube videos, and it's like that one guy, and he's talking about how Amazon's trying to like be completely carbon free by like a certain date. They're trying to use all like electric
Yeah,
trucks.
all companies, even at that the battery day thing, a lot of companies right now are going full like zero emissions by 2030.
Well, because I saw this. I don't know if it was on Twitter or Instagram. I don't really want to close out the voice memo just in case it cuts for some reason, like it does sometimes. But I saw this thing on one of those two today, and it was like these artists or whatever. They revealed this piece of art, but it was like a working clock, and it was like 7 years, 101 days, 12 hours, and apparently it was like counting down to where like if we don't change like the amount, or like if we don't change like the percentage of like some sort of like carbon waste or like whatever like emissions we're like putting into the air, it was like counting down to like if how we are right now stays steady for another like 7 years, 101 days, it's gonna do like in like an insane like irreversible like insane amount of like damage, like to where it's actually gonna like fuck shit over, like fuck us up.
I mean, we've already done like irreversible damage. We've increased.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've increased like the average temperature already by like 1 or 2 degrees.
Yeah, dude, our greenhouse gases are like
Dude,
insane.
I'm pretty sure the world's just ending, bro. There's fucking 8 hurricanes. There's a new hurricane every other day that Dwayne's watching on the Weather Channel. There's fires everywhere.
I can just see him just like screaming
Climate
about a hurricane.
destabilization. Our climate is literally falling apart. Like obviously, like this has happened in the past. Like the climate does destabilize like that. Like look at the ice age and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it eventually restabilizes. But we do not have time for restabilization of the climate. We are going to die if in between that time period.
Yeah.
When those climate destabilizations happened in the past, it was not a good situation, and this is a man-made climate destabilization that is possibly irreversible. Like that thing I sent in the group chat the other day about like what the climate of the United States will look like by 2070 or something, and like the temperate like Florida kind of weather will be up in Western New York and stuff like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like by 2070, like New York is going to be like the same weather that Florida has currently.
Is
Just
Florida
'cause,
just
like-
gonna be stupid hot?
No, Florida will probably be underwater, but
wait.
Oh God, what?
yeah, 100%, dude. Florida's gone forever. Do not invest in Florida real estate.
Here's your tip of the day, folks.
That's why
don't
taxes
invest
are
in
so
Florida
low
real
there.
estate because they're gonna be underwater in 10 years.
But do invest in floating real estate or anything that could create floating real estate, because floating cities are the thing of the future. I'm telling you that.
Floating casinos. Flying casinos.
Flying casinos, also another option, but flying things usually don't work. The Hindenburg, I'm pretty sure, was a pretty bad disaster.
Okay, well, that was hydrogen based.
Yeah, that's
Whoever
true.
thought of that is silly Billy.
So I just Googled real quick, like, greenhouse gas effect, just because it's been a really long time since I've taken a biology class, so I wanted to, like, double check on, like, exactly what the flow of, like, how it all works. It's actually scary as fuck. Like, energy like, the heat from the sun comes in, some of it gets absorbed by the earth, but then, like, the rest of it that would normally go back into space can't escape because we have, like, so much CO2 and other shit in the air that it just traps it, and then it warms our... That's wild.
Yeah, it is really fucked. There's like these startup companies and stuff that are trying to do like CO2 like recapturing, where like they go in the atmosphere and like suck the CO2 out.
Yeah.
But like that stuff needs like, that's the thing is like we could probably, if like we all put our minds together and like put all like the money and everything towards like fixing
you could probably
all this,
fix it.
we
Yeah,
could
you
do
definitely
it.
could fix it.
But unless you, right now, like our politicians don't want to put money behind that, and that's what, you can't do anything without money, unfortunately.
No, and that's like the sad thing too. It's like,
We need more Greta Thunbergs.
Yeah, you could have a million Greta
honestly
Thunbergs,
ridiculous.
but unless she's got $1 trillion, Greta Thunberg
that-
is not doing
that,
shit.
She ain't doing shit.
that stuff, like, all the greenhouse gases, like, sitting in, like, the ozone. That, like, it breaks down the ozone as well, too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so,
the
like...
thing is, like, you could create a situation where, like, you create a hole in the ozone and, like hole in the atmosphere, and you just fucking kill everything. Because there's no oxygen anymore.
You just pump it out.
Have you ever seen Spaceballs?
No. I have
They
never
suck
seen
the oxygen out.
There's like a part where they have like a giant robot with a vacuum cleaner, and it's like their Death Star or whatever, because it's like a spoof kind of on Star Wars. And like the giant robot vacuum cleaner person like sucks all the oxygen out of the planet.
That's such a good
Oh my god. Isn't it... I think I'd have to look it up. I guarantee somebody's like done the math. But as far as like I would guess right now, like what the sun's supposed to burn out in like 6,000 years? They said.
No, the sun will burn out in like billions of years.
Is it billion?
Yeah, it's definitely there's
300 million. I'm pretty sure. I know it's 328.
When will the sun burn out? The sun will burn out in about 5 billion years. It'll run out of hydrogen.
Oh Jesus!
So
It's
like,
gonna run
there's
out of
no
hydrogen.
there's no way in hell we're still gonna be living on this planet by the time it burns out. We're gonna have completely killed Earth. That's gonna be non-livable.
Yeah, I mean that's why like fucking Elon is at the end of the day is pushing for Mars, is because living on Earth forever is not a sustainable thing. True. Unless we live with a population of like fucking 100,000 people.
But then again, I ain't gonna be here, so why I care?
And that's the reason the Earth is where it's at right now.
Because people don't fucking care, because they're not gonna be here long enough to see it. So
Exactly.
true.
The fucking boomers who run the government, they don't give a single goddamn fuck. There was a
Them
commercial that
goddamn
they ran back in,
geriatrics.
they ran a commercial back in 2016. It was like a bunch of old people. They were like, I don't give a shit about the climate. I'm gonna be dead. And it was just like a whole bunch of old people saying shit like that.
I don't care. I'm not gonna be here. I know, it's so dumb. You gotta fucking care, dude. You gotta give a shit. It's just kind of like I don't know, I feel like it's everybody's, kind of like how, like, you know, you have, like, we learned that everybody has, like, those, like, civic duties, like, you know, it's like, to vote, to pay your taxes, like, one of them is, like, to fucking it should be just, like, more of, like, a mindset of, like, okay, as, like, an adult, as a human, you should care, and you should want to, like, make the world better than it was, like, when you entered it. You should want it to be better when you know what I mean?
That kind of stuff kind of goes above civic duty, because I feel like I've always thought, like, if the world just, like, it's never going to happen because we were like our brains are trained to think of society in a specific way, like with borders and all this stuff. I know this is a very globalist way to think about the world, but like if humans like never like built up borders and like fucking created separate nations and everything, like, and we lived as like the human race instead of like America, you could probably fucking get a lot more fucking done. In a world that is perfect, I think that could happen, but just how like humanity has ran for the past however long, I don't think like our brains can fucking function like that.
Yeah.
Unless...
it would be weird to think about if, like, sorry to cut you off, just like kind of before you get off that what you just said, like, are you kind of saying like if we didn't have like separate like countries, nations, we kind of just lived as like people?
Yeah, just lived as like humans.
But then I feel like in a way, like if you either like tried to make that happen or if that was the idea initially, because the world's so big and people live so far apart, you'd have like such this like separation of like, it just wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like it would just be hard to keep it unified to where like it's almost easier than to just have separate nations, so that way you can like rule and be a part of something that you're like much closer to, like in perspective.
Well, yeah, that's definitely like why globalism has become like a big topic within like the past 20 years, is because of the internet. The internet brings people together and to a certain point. Not enough yet, but like if we get to a point where like Neuralink and we're all fucking connected and under one fucking network and we can send things at a milliseconds to each other.
I just want to get to the point where like if I want to ask Dylan to hang out, all I have to do is like think about it, like put my fingers to my head and I'll be like, Dylan, do you want to hang out? And he gets the message in his chip and he's like, yes, I'm on my way. And I'm like, sounds good. And then he shows up at my door.
And he teleports over there.
Yeah, he just teleports. Elon's gonna make a teleport.
He hops in his boring system in his house and he goes in the underground shuttle.
Well, dude, the boring tunnels are pretty much fucking time travel, because if you go like in those boring tunnels, he wants to get it to like where you go 200 miles per hour underneath the city. If you went 200 miles per hour in Pittsburgh, you would be across the city in literally fucking 2 seconds.
You'd be gone.
That's teleporting. That's 100%. If you could travel from one part of the city to the other part of the city in 2 seconds, that's teleporting.
Dude,
basically.
What was the didn't someone say that they figured out light speed?
Yeah, the Russians. I think we were talking about.
Bro, the Russians figure out everything. They fucking solving Corona.
We did talk about that, but dude, if you know light speed, bro, put that in the boring tunnel. God damn, you gonna be places you ain't never known you're that fast, bro.
Well, he also had, at some point, at the beginning of the boring thing, he was also talking about doing, like, fucking not light speed trains, but, like, super fast, like, bullet trains.
Bullet trains.
That worked in the boring tunnels, and you could get from New York City to Washington, D.C. in, like, 30 minutes.
That would be fucking crazy.
Dude, that'd be so nuts.
Boys, I gotta yass a piss real quick. I'm gonna explode.
Alright, yass your piss.
Yass fucking talk about some sexy shits.
I was just gonna say, like, there isn't a single time, probably because it's like one of the only movies I've seen that deals with like space and like kind of like that outward thinking of like the universe. But anytime I have a discussion about anything close to this, I just think of Interstellar, dude.
Yeah, dude. I need to rewatch that movie, and
so do I.
Make me watch it. Won't let me watch it because it's like very long.
It's a long movie, but it's such a good movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need.
It's a very good movie, and like, cause I doesn't Christopher Nolan direct that one too?
Yeah, it is. That's another Christopher Nolan movie.
He's like my favorite director, cause I love all of his movies.
No, all of his movies are beautiful. The sound is really good, and they all have like really out there concepts that actually like make sense because he uses real science and stuff to
Inception.
Back it. Yeah, exactly.
Like Inception and Interstellar, because like I watched a video one time. It was like this YouTube channel. They're called like Cinema Sins, and they like go through movies and they go through movies and they pick out like the flaws and like the little things wrong with it. And the one that they did about Interstellar, like he did it with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and there was like a lot of like parts where like Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, I mean, like, ideally this is correct, but like, would it really, you know what I mean? Like, he was basically saying like, yeah, they basically got the science right, because I guess like I guess Christopher Nolan made sure that there was like 2 or 3 like astrophysicists that like they consulted with.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like when wanting to like
That's
make the movie and stuff. I know. Can you imagine?
I mean, to do this, that Tenet movie is like fucking. He had to have the work that went into. I don't even know how he did half the shots, because I don't think this is really a spoiler. But like the whole movie is based on like weird time travel. It's like things from the future are coming backwards. So like there are like as they're moving forward, there's also like a timeline moving backwards into them. And so there's like parts of the movie where like they're like fully moving in like the in forward direction, but like everything around them is in reverse, and it's like these really fucking crazy shots of like half of the shit going on the screen is in complete reverse and like coming back in the other direction, like cars going the opposite direction, like in reverse and shit like that. It's
what the
like,
hell?
I don't know how the fuck you shot half that stuff.
That must be
I think one thing.
watch.
I think one thing I like when I watch. I think one thing I like as far as like when I watch movies, just because it's like it's the kind of movie watcher I am, and I think why I really like Christopher Nolan's movies is he pays really close attention to like all like the fine details when he when he shoots it and like all that stuff. So like the one like for example like in the just because I know because I literally just watched like the video about it the other day. The Batman movies, The Dark Knight. In The Dark Knight, there's two times where, like, you know how in, like, action movies when they have, like, a clock, you know, like a timer, like, counting down, and it says, like, 20 seconds, and then, like, 5 minutes later, it's at, like, 15 seconds, and
I
you're like,
hate
damn.
that shit. I always count it out, and I'm like...
Yeah, the guy in the movie, the guy on the YouTube channel, who, like, makes, like, the... Oh, no, he makes, like, the break... You remember Dylan, New Rockstars? He makes, like, those breakdowns? He pointed out like in the two times that they use a clock in that movie, it's literally exactly the moment where like the clock would be done is like what happens. So like when Batman goes and like kidnaps that guy from like Japan, he sets those little timers on his like little sticky bombs that are like a minute, 2 minutes, and 2.5 minutes. And literally he's like, if you play it out 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes later, the bombs will go off. And then like with the Joker, when he has like a timer for something else, like literally the time it says when it goes off, it fucking happens. And I was like, see, like that's cool shit to do. Like a lot of directors probably like, oh yeah, they're like, oh, it's close enough.
A 10-minute like countdown, because like the forward and backward things were coming together, and when they came together, like a bomb would go off at 10 minutes.
It was probably dead on.
The whole time I was watching it, I'm like trying to like figure out like how long a minute is. And it probably was perfect, to be honest. Which is crazy. It was like a whole, like, perfect 10-minute sequence, and it probably perfectly synced up.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I just think it just makes what you're watching so much more realistic and so much more enjoyable when it's, like, legit. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, 2.5 minutes, and then 2.5 minutes later it happens. You're like, oh, damn. Like, it actually happened. Not like, 20 seconds on the clock and then 2 minutes later, it's like, oh, 5 seconds left. And then a minute later, oh, 1. And then it, like, it's so dumb. But, yeah, no. I think Christopher Nolan's probably one of the best directors out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best directors.
Him and Quentin.
Sure.
Him and Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. They
that guy's
both fucking make long-ass motherfucking movies,
they do.
though.
Yes,
but I feel like that shows a good director, because like it is hard to write like a 3-hour movie and it be like fucking sittable for that entire time.
Oh hell yeah!
I
love
watch that Tenet
Infinity
movie.
War was pretty long. I'm pretty sure Infinity War and Endgame were both like 3 hours long.
Yeah, they were.
Endgame was the
sure.
longest superhero movie of all time.
There was so much to do though. They had so much to close up. Like,
yeah, it was necessary. The 3 hours.
I honestly, a lot of people talk shit about it, and a lot of people like say differently. But I like Michael Bay movies too. I think they're fun, even though you can tell a movie is a Michael Bay movie. All you gotta do is watch 5 minutes of it. If there's slow motion, real explosions, or like product placements, you're like, oh, that's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
He's always doing those 3 things.
J.J. Abrams is a good director as well.
Yeah, he is.
The new Star Wars trilogy is definitely not the best, but the J.J. Abrams ones are at least fucking kind of comprehensible.
They're good. I don't have like a major problem with the new Star Wars movies. I don't think they're obviously like the same. I think for what they were trying to do in the story they were trying to tell, I think it works.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams also like has like a production company that he does like a whole bunch. I think it's A24. I think he owns. Let me double check that. I could be completely wrong, but he does own like a small studio, like production studio that makes like a lot of good movies. Like he puts his money behind like a lot of like indie films, I guess. But
yeah,
let me.
I just love movies. Movies are one of my favorite things. I love watching movies. I don't care how many times I don't care how many times I've seen a movie. If it's a good movie, I'll watch it over and over.
I've watched it a million times.
The production company is called Bad Robot. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie. It's like a little red robot that's J.J.
I've seen that. Is it?
Yeah.
I want to say. Is that the?
I'm pretty sure Bad Robot is the one that's behind. What the fuck is this is a new Justice League movie coming out?
Yeah, I guess.
Directed by J.J. Abrams.
I've seen that though. I've seen like the Bad Robot.
Maybe it'll be better than
apparently all the Mission Impossibles is Bad Robot films. Yeah, obviously, like you said.
Oh, Cloverfield. That was the movie that I was thinking of. They made like all those Cloverfield movies.
Okay.
That movie's weird.
The Cloverfield Paradox is such a weird fucking movie.
Yeah.
On Netflix, if you haven't seen that, it's a weird watch.
Oh, I didn't know J.J. Abrams directed the Star Treks too.
Yeah.
Or at least the
right
one.
after he directed Star Trek, he got Star Wars.
Damn. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor for sure. What? He's one of the creators of Lost? Oh my god. Now I just want to watch Lost again.
I love Lost.
Dylan, I'm telling you need to fall down the rabbit hole.
My grandma has all the Lost seasons on DVD because I remember as a child growing up and we would get them for her like as like presents.
Well, you need to hit that woman up.
I know she has all of them.
You need to hit her up, boy. No, yeah, it's honestly great. Have you ever seen Lost, Trent?
No, I haven't. I want to.
Lost is definitely one of those shows.
Yeah, a little. For some reason, I feel like I remember watching it, seeing people out in the middle of like water on a raft.
Yeah, I mean, probably when it was on TV, I would imagine. But no, like Lost is definitely one of those shows that it's just like, it's crazy, like how they think of certain things, and like how they like try to do certain stuff. But it also kind of pisses you off at the same time because Lost is that show that they will like introduce like something new. Like for example, I mean it happens like the first episode, so it's not really like a spoiler. In like the first episode, they're like walking through the forest trying to like find like the plane, or they're trying to find like survivors, and like a polar bear comes running through, and they're like, "What the hell? Like, why is there a polar bear?"
Yeah, I remember. I've seen the first episode of Lost.
Yeah, why is there a polar bear on an island? And then like literally right before they answer the polar bear, they bring you like another mystery. So like they don't. It's just one of those shows where they introduce more mysteries before they like solve like the first one. So you kind of get pissed off because you're like, okay, can we like answer this question before you give us another one? So like.
Sorry to interrupt, but someone's mic is popping.
Yeah,
Is it mine?
There keeps being. I keep thinking there's like a wave of like a storm that keeps roaring up of a mic rustle. It's like
technical difficulties. We'll be right. Oh.
Am I hot?
I think you're hot.
Am I good?
Maybe.
Okay.
Sounds clean right now.
The viewers heard me. That's all that matters. You didn't stop your recording, did you?
No, I didn't stop nothing.
All right, good. I was gonna say.
Oh, Dylan, I was gonna ask you a question.
What's that?
Is it that half quarter mark?
Oh yeah, I've been ripping the half quarter.
I was gonna say, my half quarter is a different half quarter, so I need to time it up. My half quarters. And viewers, I know if you're listening 54 minutes in, you don't understand what a half quarter is. But once you hear me cough, you'll understand what a half quarter is. You know what I mean?
Well, right now we got 59-45 Nuggets with a minute 52 left in the half. Not too happy about that.
What is it?
playing him.
61-48 now.
Dude, I haven't watched sports in so long. I miss.
What's a sport?
Dude,
I haven't watched sport
basketball.
ball.
Well, actually, that's
so
not
long.
true. I watched some of the Patriots game when me and Melissa went out to eat for one day.
How was that?
Good. I went to. It's called Permonti Bros. It's like a Pittsburgh thing, I guess, but they're pretty good. It's fucking. They got like fucking big ass deli sandwiches and shit. Like if you want pastrami or like shit like that.
I do like a good pastrami.
But they also apparently like they have actual restaurants that are like sports bars. It wasn't bad. It wasn't that there. Actually, no, there's a good amount of people there, but it was spread out.
Sounds nice.
Definitely worth a try. It's a Pittsburgh specialty apparently, and everybody loves it around here. Also, Eaton Park, which I've seen in other parts of PA, but apparently everyone loves Eaton Park around here.
Eaton Park.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking. I
Love
don't
me
even know
some
what to compare it to.
pastrami.
Maybe a Friendlies.
Sonic. Huh.
You ever
That's
been
funny.
to like a Friendlies?
I've been to Friendly's one time, but I ate inside.
I've been to Friendlies once too. There was one in Oswego, but it went out of business. And when they went out of business, they just locked the doors and they didn't tell the employees.
I'll tell you what, man. I want to go to Friendlies.
The employees wanted to go to Friendlies to get their money. They couldn't.
Oh my god.
They did that at Toys R Us too. When Toys R Us went under, they just locked up the stores and didn't say shit right out the door.
What are they gonna pay them with?
Well, there was people who were working there for like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, and then they get to
That's
work
so-
and
that's
their
so
careers are gone. Which is really
Oh,
fucked
God.
up. But
You hate to see it.
they should have seen it coming.
I was gonna say, you should have saw the trend coming. Should have made it digital online store. Toys R Us online.
They had a Toys R Us online. It's just fucking. You could have bought the same exact toy on Amazon.
For 8 cents, and it was made by Chinese handlers.
Dude, I used to
For
love
children.
going to Toys R Us so much when I was
Me
little. It was like
too.
such a treat because like it was in Hamburg. So like you would only get to go when you went to Hamburg
Yup.
to begin with. It was a hot experience. Then you get in there and there's just so many fucking cool toys.
So many cool toys.
I used to go there for like there were Yu-Gi-Oh card tournaments and I would go there just because like I think they gave out like just like special shit there, but I was just like 5 years old. I had no clue how to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh. Then I would go there, I get shit on by some nerdy ass kid. But it was a great experience. I think that's honestly how I think I learned how to slightly play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
That show is still on television if you would like to continue to watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's on Netflix.
Do you know Moist Critical? Have you ever seen him on YouTube? His YouTube channel is like Penguins something.
Negatory.
He, Andrew knows who he is, but I was watching him last night. He had put up a 40-minute video of him unboxing the same box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards to get some specific card, and he never got it.
Oh,
and
God.
I watched 40 minutes of him unboxing like thousands of dollars worth of cards to not get the card. He got some card that was worth like $400, but most of the cards were like worth like $6. Fun fact, if you ever open Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the only card that is worth any money is the front card.
Really?
I did not know that.
Yeah, in Pokemon, it's like the second or third to the back or something. So there's a way
Pokemans.
when you open a Pokemon card pack, you're supposed to like take the 2 cards from the back. So like when you move through them, the last card is the best one. I watch a lot of unboxing videos.
Don't watch a lot of unboxings.
They're fun, honestly. It kind of reminds me of when I was little, when I would just play with Pokemon cards.
True that, bud.
Every
I
now and
miss
then I
those
get an
days.
urge to buy Pokemon cards from like Target. Then I hold myself back and I'm like, what am I gonna do with them?
Look at them.
I have like 7 cards. Cool. It's not enough to do anything with. You'd have to buy more Pokemon cards.
Dude, honestly, I definitely have like a fuck ton of them somewhere.
I have all mine at my house now. My dad gave them to me, and I have ungodly amounts of them.
Dude, I'm about to look through my shits. I wonder if I have any.
It's definitely worth it, dude. It's fun, and then you can look up some of like, cause like when we were playing those cards nowadays, some of them are worth like good money because they're like earlier edition cards.
That's what
So
I'm
the ones
saying,
that
bro. I should check.
we would have had were like, cause Pokemon cards started in like, I want to say 1997 to 2000, some period between them. So we were playing some early edition shit if we were playing, and we were like, I don't know, 5 to 7 years old.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. Fuck yeah. Yo, I gotta rip this meme because it's a good one.
What's that shit?
It made me
I'm
laugh
ready.
so hard when I watched this video. I think this is like one of the first times I have a video. No, I've had a video a few times. But it is that time again, ladies and gentlemen. It is da-da-da. Welcome back to your favorite segment of the Socially Distant Podcast, the Meme of the Week. I am your host, Brad Doe, coming at you with the Meme of the Week. Once again, what is this, 26? Are we on 26 now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think.
Episode
Yeah.
26.
Shit.
Obviously, the Meme of the Week brought to you by the Nugget Instagram page. Not a sponsor. This one, I don't know if you boys saw this one. I feel like I sent this one to you, but I don't know if I did. It's this cop, and he's sitting in the back of this ambulance talking to this lady. And he's like talking about there was like some fight, some domestic, thing broke out. And the guy's like, yeah. So he goes, somebody said you're quite a redneck though. You handled yourself pretty well. He said you jumped on her like a grown man. I guess this lady got in a fight with some chick, and she's like, yeah. She's like, I was, and then all of a sudden she hit me on the side of the head with a can of corn, and she's like, I didn't even know I was bleeding. She was like, there was corn everywhere, and the guy's like, she hit you with a can of corn. She goes, yeah. She goes, I bought the goddamn can of corn too. Like, she goes, if I knew she was gonna use it as a weapon, I wouldn't have bought it. Like,
I love how I can like perfectly picture this video.
dude, she's literally just like sitting in the van. She's sitting in the ambulance with like a thing wrapped around her, bandage wrapped around her head. She's like, she hit me in the head with a can of corn. Like, she's so upset. He's like, well, yeah. He's like, they said you handled yourself pretty well. And she goes, well, yeah, I did until she hit me with it. Like, oh, if you gotta go find the one. I'll send that one to you guys because it's hilarious. I'll send it right now because it's it's hilarious, dude.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys haven't seen that one, you definitely gotta watch it because it made me. I died. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was your meme of the week, episode 26.
Hell yes. Brad, what was that game at? Is it time?
Ooh, we coming back, boyo. It's 63-53 now. Went on a little run.
Is it third quarter?
Yeah, it's a halftime right now. What did I just say it was? Did I just say it was like 61-48?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we coming back. We coming
5 point
back.
round.
Only down 10.
Because, this is a fucking... If the Nuggets win this game, dude, down 2-1, that's comebackable. Like that. They
But
can still
3-0?
come back. 3-0
I mean,
negatory.
don't forget, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. Shout out.
The Warriors did blow a 3-1 lead. Shout out fucking Steve Kerr. Fuck Draymond
And also, yeah, fuck Draymond Green.
Fuck the
But
Warriors.
before we close this bitch out, we talked about a little bit that one day in the chat.
Dinkle Dunkle Doink.
Well, dinkle donkle doink. Always dinkle donkle doink. But, no, I just wanted to, again, touch on the fact that, I'm not, a huge basketball fan. I really just like LeBron James. I just follow, the teams that he's on because I like him as, a player. But I don't know how the dude didn't get more than 16 MVP votes. That just don't sit right with me.
Yeah, it didn't sit right with a lot of people.
I don't get that. I really don't get that. I get Giannis, however you say his name. I get, he's an amazing player, but the fact that he got that many more and LeBron only got 16, that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't get the reasoning behind that.
It's also a weird season to begin
True.
with.
Yeah, it's a weird season, but the whole MVP thing is so fucked up because, it's just weird how they do it. I was listening to people talk about it. I listen to, sports shit, fucking ESPN.
How do they do it? Can you explain to me?
So,
a lane person?
so like the MVP, it's like people like that are involved with the NBA do it. So like announcers, certain like
so it's like the
media
Academy
members.
in film.
Yes, exactly. Like certain media members, like Stephen A. Smith has a vote. Fucking like Max Kellerman, like weird people like Doris Burke, like announcers, people involved with the game. They have a say. Like Rachel Nichols, she's a host of NBA The Jump. Like people like that do it, and they all said that they voted for Giannis, and I was like, and
Yeah, I just don't get how a lot of those people, like, they're just like, oh, Giannis over LeBron. Like, I don't get how they come to that fucking conclusion.
it's just like, I was thinking about like, I was hearing people talk about it. Like, I think they were talking about it on the same day, but just how like, you could give the MVP to LeBron every year. Like, you legitimately could. He is that important to his team. Like, the year he drugged the Cavs to the fucking finals, he was 100% the MVP. Like, he's the most valuable player to his team, but he didn't win MVP. Like,
Yeah, that half-dead team that, like, Kyrie wasn't playing. Was Kevin Love out, too?
that was 2015, but
It's just very weird that the MVP would not be based off of actual stats that would determine an MVP.
I wish that it was like that too.
Like the thing about the term MVP though, I feel it's like subjective.
People take it in a lot of
outside
different ways.
Stats, like
Oh, hell yeah.
like being a good basketball player is not only just being good at basketball, like just how they interact with like the game and stuff like that. I feel like has a
100%.
heavy like impact on what would make you an MVP.
Like
How
some
far
defensive
you take
players.
basketball.
Yeah, like Tony Allen doesn't have the greatest stats, but he's still like the greatest defender of all time, and like he has like sort of crazy defensive stats, but like just scoring and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, there's so many, and it's the same with like when you like even like when you play like you can apply it anywhere, like video games and other things. Like even though stats are also really important, stats don't show it all. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
You could
show.
have made the craziest play on earth and like saved like the game, and that's not gonna get like if you just look at the flat stats, it's not gonna like show.
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Yeah, like it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like the
It's
MVP,
not
like
gonna show
as
your
far as like I
clutchness.
know, it doesn't take into consideration, like, or at least they probably don't even think about like, you know, like who's like a true like voice for their team, who's like a true leader, who's like in that. That's just like LeBron. If you ask me like, oh, who's a great like leader and like voice and like, you know, like a role model or just like someone that's like always like, you know, doing the most for their team, like their teammates, like the first person I would think about is LeBron James, because like
I mean,
the dude's just bred to win.
Like when someone pitches you what sports is, I feel like that is what sports is. Like that.
Yeah.
Who is the like just teammate, just like fucking that concept. But I
Yeah.
feel like actual sports, when you bring money and everything into it, it gets removed from like all of that, and they don't look at like what actually makes like these players so fucking good at what they do. Like LeBron is like good because he is confident in the fact of like of who he is and like the voice he
very
has.
true.
And I feel like that's a very prominent thing. Like
No,
we said,
I think
like,
he
with,
does it,
like-
and I think he does it extremely well. I think like who he is and what he means to like the sport and beyond the sport, like I think he carries it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, look at Michael Jordan. What kind of voice is Michael Jordan?
No,
have?
that's like I mean that's definitely such a good point to bring up. Like
Michael Jordan makes billions of dollars off of these communities, and I have not heard a peep from that man.
No.
Because
LeBron's out here opening schools. Anytime something like major happens in society, LeBron's always like,
I mean, yeah, I can't really speak.
Guys.
Michael Jordan probably has done some good.
He's
in
been
some
doing
places.
some good shit.
I'm sure, because once you make that much money, you become a philanthropist or whatever, and you
Yeah.
put your money. It's just make them feel better about themselves because they're giving money to lessers, in their opinion.
well, and you kind of just put your money in places where it's going to make you more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you guys? I have a hot topic.
What's your hot topic?
Did you guys see Bronny James on Instagram? He
Yeah, bro,
posted.
he's dead. He's smoking weed.
He's dead, bro. He was smoking weed on Instagram, bro.
No.
LeBron, and then LeBron, I literally saw him post on Instagram today. He's like, God damn, I miss my family. And it was just his kids. And then I went to look at the comments, and it was everyone like, he's gonna beat Bronny when he gets home. Like, just like crazy shit.
Was he mad at him? Did he like say some shit about it?
No, like no one knows. Like, that's like private shit. I guess so far. But we'll see.
Are you allowed to? What level is he still in high school? I don't know much about him besides he's on phase now.
Yeah, he's
is he in high school?
High school, yeah.
Yeah, so
He's
I don't
16,
know
How does that
bro.
all work?
We all smoked
the
weed at
rules
16.
behind that are.
Yeah, but like it's not like, you know, he posted that and like people at the school didn't see it. He's LeBron James Jr.
Yeah. If I saw it, everyone saw it. You know, like.
I know, right? Like,
I'm fucking.
and you know,
Everyone
those
saw
like,
that bitch.
there's like those LeBron haters out there that like literally probably like tried to like send the video to his school. Like, look at what one of your students is doing.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Because like they
that's
fucking hate
going on.
LeBron James and all that shit. So I wonder how that. I want to know how that all worked out when they called him into the office or they called him up on a phone. Like, hey, Bronny, this is you know, Principal Johnson. We gotta talk to
Smoking
him.
dope? You smoking dope here, Brian?
Are you smoking marijuana on social media?
Good thing it's legal everywhere. High five.
Good thing it's legal everywhere. How about it?
I'm glad we kind of skirted that a little bit. Like when we were that age, I feel like. I mean, it was definitely becoming a very major thing, but it's not like the scrutinization of like what you posted on the internet was not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like
also too is like I definitely feel like when you get to like certain levels of like society or school, like you just
Yeah.
don't give a fuck anymore because it doesn't really mean that much. Like in high school, like, you know, we were really careful about what we posted when we would like drink on like the weekends. Like we never posted shit to make sure like nothing could ever like come back to us, especially for us that were like in sports. And then like when you get to college, all you post about is you drinking on social media. And like it's not like it matters. Everybody in college fucking drinks. And then especially when you turn like 21 and you're out of college, like who gives a fuck when you post anymore? Like you're an adult, you can do what you want.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll have you know, at Oswego, there was a program that they ran. It was called Digital Dirt, and they are very adamant that you should not post any videos of you doing anything bad on your social media because it will definitely affect your career.
Well,
Yes.
I only post bad shit on my Snapchat story. I mean, like, quote unquote bad shit. I don't really do shit that's like, oh my god. I don't really do bad illegal shit to begin with. Not like some people.
illegal shit.
But yeah, those. Alright, we should fucking pop this bitch so I can.
Yes, sir.
Go
Episode
and get some food.
26.
In the
It's
books.
been lit.
Yes, thank you for sticking along if you are with us at this point. And always remember,
Hey.
dinkle donkle doink.
Yes,
Dinkle
Dinkle
dankle
Dunkle Doink.
doink.
And mad people watched the After Dark, and I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah,
I
did they
heard-
really?
Yeah, I heard multiple people. I can't remember. One of Melissa's friends listened to it,
That's
and
dope.
someone else mentioned it too. Oh, my friend Andrew from school.
Great
he listened
success.
to it.
Great success.
Hell yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, stay beautiful, and
Stay
we
socially
will see
distant,
y'all
baby.
next week.
Peace out, brothers.
Later.
And sisters, and everyone else that don't identify as anything else. Bye.